So, let's talk about building a universe, a perfect, tiny universe right inside a glass box. And we're going to see why creating a whole world for a small, armless creature might just be one of the most meaningful things a person can do.
I mean, think about it. The universe is just this chaotic, terrifying void. It's full of cosmic explosions, black holes, and ruthless apex predators. It's a place of incredible extremes, and honestly, it really doesn't care about life at all. And right here on Earth, things aren't that different. Evolution has been following that same cosmic rulebook for millions of years. It's been busy crafting these perfectly engineered killing machines. Nature, at its core, is just a relentless arms race. And then, somehow, in the middle of all that brutal, cold efficiency, evolution made this, the corn snake. A gentle, brightly colored little noodle that really just wants a warm place to curl up and take a nap. It's kinda a beautiful little glitch in the system.
So, you have to wonder, right? How does a creature like this even make it? And what makes this super chill animal one of the most popular pets out there? Let's take a closer look at this unlikely survivor. Okay, this chart just lays it all out. You look at its relatives and they're built for aggression, they're ruthless. But the corn snake, it's the total opposite. It's docile, it's curious, and it's incredibly well suited for life in captivity. And that's exactly why so many people start with them. It's less like owning a wild predator and more like having a very low-maintenance, scaly roommate. But, and this is a big but, bringing one into your home comes with a really unique challenge. You have to personally manage its most fundamental biological system, its cold-blooded engine. So the sciencey word here is ectotherm, and what it means is pretty simple. Unlike you and me, a corn snake can't make its own body heat. Its entire biological engine, everything from digesting food to just moving around, is powered by warmth from the outside. In the wild, that's the sun. And this is where the huge responsibility kicks in. Because when you bring an ectotherm into your house, you don't just become its owner. You become its environment. You are its sun. You are its shade. You are its weather. You are, for all intents and purposes, the god of a tiny glass box. And the stakes are incredibly high. Your job is to build nothing less than a perfect thermodynamic factory. Because if you mess it up, the snake's biological engine literally just shuts down. If it's too cold, it freezes. Too hot, it overheats. The result is a stressed, sick animal that becomes little more than a living, breathing paperweight. Okay, so how do you make sure you're a benevolent god and not a negligent one? Let's get into the absolute non-negotiables for building this perfect little universe. All right, pay attention because this might be the single most important slide for your snake's entire life. You're not just aiming for one temperature, you have to create a gradient. A warm side, around 85 to 88 degrees Fahrenheit for basking and digesting, and a cool side, down in the low 70s, so it can move back and forth to regulate its own body temp. Giving it that choice is what keeps its engine running perfectly. And, of course, humidity is also super important, especially when it's time to shed its skin. So here's your basic toolkit. First, a secure enclosure is a must. These guys are master escape artists. Next, and I cannot stress this enough, a thermostat is non-negotiable. It's the only thing that stops your heater from cooking your pet. And finally, you absolutely need two hides, one on the warm side and one on the cool side. This gives the snake a safe place to hide and manage its temperature, which is the key to keeping its stress levels down. Now, let's talk about fuel. And yeah, this is the morbidly efficient part. In captivity, corn snakes do great on frozen-thawed mice. It's actually safer for the snake, and it gives them all the nutrients they need in one neat little package. The process is super simple. Thaw it out safely, offer it with tongs so the snake never mistakes your hand for food, and then, and this part is critical, just leave it completely alone for at least 48 hours to digest in peace. And this number right here, this is the commitment. With good care, a corn snake can live for 15, 20, sometimes even longer. This isn't a short-term hobby. It's a long-term promise to keep that perfect little universe running. So let's zoom back out for a second. We've talked about the science, the how-to, but what does all of this actually mean? In the grand scheme of things, why does caring for this little creature even matter? Remember where we started? We are all just floating on a tiny, moist speck of dust in an uncaring, infinite cosmos. It's massive, it's chaotic, and it's totally indifferent to our existence. But
In a corner of your room, inside a simple glass box, you have the power to just pause all that chaos. You can create a perfect, safe, stable universe for a creature that doesn't even have arms to defend itself. You can make sure it's never too cold, never too hot, never hungry, and never afraid.
When you get right down to it, caring for a corn snake is a small, quiet rebellion. It's a deliberate choice to create order in a universe that's defined by chaos. It's a promise to protect a tiny life, not for any big reward, but just because we can. And that kind of leaves us with one last thought to chew on. In a vast, cold universe, maybe the way we make it warmer isn't with some grand gesture, but with the small, deliberate pockets of warmth and safety that we choose to create for others. If you want to dive deeper and get the exact guides and tool recommendations for building this universe, everything we talked about today is sourced from the fantastic care guide over at Krawlo.com. We've put the link right in the description for you.
Hey, if you enjoyed this and found it valuable, do us a favor and hit that like and subscribe button for more deep dives into the world of science. Thanks so much for watching.